Sound on race. Okay, we got sound on race. That's wild. Chat screen, we got it. Must have just been the old plug in, plug out. Just hadn't connected properly. Probably didn't put the USB-C cable in or something. Should be good now. I can see it moving. Appreciate that, George. Or it would have been rambling on and you would have just had to make up whatever I was saying, which could probably be more entertaining what I actually have to say. Anyways, but appreciate you tuning in. Midnight Club indeed. Midnight Racing. I know Darren was asking for me to race a bit earlier so he could race, but sadly this is the earliest I can get on in terms of European time. And speaking of stuff that needs to be turned on, let's get this HUD all situated. Hopefully that will all turn back on. Hey Miguel, appreciate you upgrading and racing today. I haven't decided, I don't know what I want to do in terms of wheels. Maybe that's a good discussion at this point. There is a lot of climbing on this course. That is what's going to break me. In racing my one race, which I didn't do very well, I had a massive point jump. I'm up to like 434 now, so I am well into the 415 to, 520 that we technically are. I gotta turn that off for a second. That's the only problem with Sauce, is that when I've got that active, I can't access stuff. So go to the garage. So I got the DT Swiss. These are a lighter weight option. The Flintstone wheels, yeah. I am honestly thinking about going Alpinist. For the sole reason that it's just going to make that climb easier. Yeah, and that's exactly it, Patrick. Dave, I wanted the advantage on the downhill of the grade. Yeah, and I think this is, I mean, everybody's on Pinarellos here. So, I mean, all you've got is wheel choice. I think that your all-rounder is probably your best choice. So something like the DT Swiss 1162 mil, they're a little bit lighter or a lot lighter than the die cut, but you get the kind of advantages there. I kind of want to go Alpinist, but the race is decided on the climb unless you don't get dropped on the downhill. When I actually dropped the group on the downhill and kept nice. See, my big danger is that this category, I am at the bottom end of things. So I will be a Cat C racing, mostly Cat Bs, will be kind of what happens to me. So at the end of the day here, that's what's going to happen. Is my camera angle just a bit funky? It is, I think. Or is that something else in there? Oh no, it's something else in there. The NV 7.8. NV 7.8 is probably a good choice. I don't even think I have it, to be honest. Maybe I should just go buy it. Wheels. Oh, we gotta go store. Shop. See, and this is the nice thing, is when you have money, you can go spend it on things like the NV 7.8. And we do it now. Ah! There we go. We got audio now. It's got to be something with the cable. We'll put that cable over here. It's not good. It's never good when cables just start acting up like that, so just best replace them is kind of the attitude to have there. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, I think it's most definitely the cable. That is the thing with the roads, is that unless you're using a road cable, they tend not to like them sometimes. That's a USB to C to USB-C. It probably just decided that it didn't like it all of a sudden. So we'll just swap it out. We seem to be fine now. Hopefully it doesn't drop again. We've got it plugged into an entirely different port, so hopefully not an issue whatsoever. Anyways, I appreciate when you guys tell me that the audio's out, because sometimes I don't recognize that right away. Yeah, it's going to be some interesting choices. I mean, I don't think it's going to matter for me anyways. It's going to be how long can I survive? And I mean, if anything, we saw with last week's race, you know, I was able to hold on to the climb, but I was so gassed at the top, even when it got flat, that I just couldn't make that. And it was just like a 1 second, 2 second gap that ultimately was my demise. So we'll see. We shall see. I think Peter might be in the race, which will be awesome. Oh, thanks for the sub there, Dave. I appreciate that. So get to see the Tron bike pop up. But yeah, I think Peter might be in the race. Should be a fun time. Peter's been doing fairly well, but he's also been getting hammered by the store. I shared on my Discord today some stuff with the ZRS. Streamlabs will probably throw up the link to the Discord if you want to join us there. Talk about Zwifting stuff and YouTube stuff and sauce stuff and everything like that. You are more than welcome to. I just started putting some effort back into my own Discord again, so hopefully it we'll get that going nice for a change. What else we got going on? We got like 13 minutes to go. Appreciate the sub. If you haven't done so already, please do like the video and give us a thumbs up. It does help us. It's all about appeasing the algorithm gods, showing that we want to satisfy them. So throwing up a like and watching and all that kind of stuff, and even leaving a comment after the video is off live, it all helps immensely, and it is deeply, deeply appreciated. Most of the climb isn't ultra steep, but heavier riders, those extra watts start to hurt. And that's exactly it. I'm telling you right now that I think the last time that I did this, it was a struggle for me. I made up some distance on the descent down to the climb, and then made up a good amount of distance on the flat at the bottom of that. But I mean, it's a great course for climbers, because if you really go hard on that climb, you are going to really put the hurt into the bigger guys, and it's going to make whatever they do on the back end, which is usually the grade, that much more harder. And a lot of times, to be honest, you've probably crushed your soul by then. The climb is quite long, but as always, the riders make it hard, or not so much. And yeah, it's again, because I am a C with primarily Bs. I guess we're gonna have to get used to not saying that, because apparently the old system as we know it is pretty much gone. We had 179 riders, so you can imagine how it was. Oh my God. Yeah, I mean, big groups are great and big groups are bad. Big groups are great because if you are not the strongest guy in the group, you're gonna find some peeps that you can hang out with. And that's always important, to have your own people. It makes the race less miserable. And there's always something, like even if you're not gonna finish first, there are always goals and little mini races within that you can sort of compete for 100%. Since they changed the scoring system and since I've been bumped up, it's been tough. It's been a tough go. I had a great time for those 4 weeks. And then as soon as they switched it, it's been tough. But I've been happy with where I've sort of landed in things coming out of it. So, I mean, we're well rested. I took Sunday off. I irritated my hamstring on Friday doing squats at the gym. I rode Saturday. It was really angry at that point, so did an ice plunge, did some compression boots, got some massage done, and just kind of kept it warm. After that, it seems to have settled enough. I'm not sure if this will irritate it at all, but you know, we've got this today and maybe ZRL tomorrow. Interestingly enough, I think a couple of our riders are affected by the hurricane down in Florida, so I think we're not going to be able enough to field the TT. So if that's the case, I will find something else to do. What is Trainer Road telling me to do? Trainer Road told me after Saturday that I go way too hard and that I need to reevaluate my life choices and what I do. Trainer Road always tells me I'm going too hard. That's what Trainer Road does. That's all that Trainer Road tells me, all the time. It's like, hey, you go too hard. I'm like, okay. We don't take the day off. I don't listen to Trainer Road in that regards. Although I will say this, Trainer Road did roll out a new sort of training plan thing, which is really good to see. For those of you that have been a long time member of the channel and stuff like that, you'll know I bitch about Trainer Road, even though I'm on it, that it doesn't really take into account what you do in the real world, and I do a lot of real world riding, so it's kind of like its own micro thing. It scheduled me for a 2.5 solo ride on Sunday, which I thought was crazy. I went for a group ride on the Saturday, which wasn't scheduled, and of course went way too hard. But it's interesting because it's now integrating, it sees I do a lot of real world riding, so it's integrating things like group rides and solo rides into the training plan. So it's interesting to see. New to the channel, enjoy so far. What's your race score going up? I am currently at I think I'm at 434, 444 is where I'm at. That was after I did a little test to see how bad I could tank a race and how it would affect it. I was going to make a video, but what I did and how I went about doing it and the results, I don't really want to put that out to the world because, to be honest, it's not a good way to go about things. So, but it is manipulable, but Zwift has said that they're looking into that stuff, which is good. Thought the whole stoplight system was supposed to stop and fix that. It's supposed to, but the problem is like Trainer Road has been prescribing me like a TSS of like 200 to 266 when usually I ride at about 500 to 600. So it's like it always thinks, I don't know why, because I have months and months and years of data of doing the same thing, and it's always kind of like, hey, you know, you should do less. And indeed, tanking is bad. Fair enough, Peter. Are you racing? Are you racing, Pete? Are you in this? So Yeah, it's taking into account red light, green light was the first part of this adaptation. I think this new training plan thing, this AI thing, it's in beta. I go through a lot of the beta things. It's including my strength work. So it's including my strength routines, which is new. Like I have a lot of strength data, but it's not in Trainer Road. I guess I could go back and tell it what I've done because I track all that stuff. And it's pretty basic what they tell you there. It's like sets, you know, is it upper body, lower body, full body, and it's just general sets, which I don't think is necessarily a good read because I can do a light set or a warm-up set, you know, for bench press at 45 pounds. It's not a huge amount. You know, I might pyramid up to 130, which isn't bad, but I'm not, you know, going to failure. So it doesn't identify those things, so it's not a 100% thing. Peter's in the pen. All right, that's awesome. Speaking of pen, maybe I should join that instead of pedaling around here and yammering. I've been doing nothing but slow Zwift group rides. My race score is 250. I'm positive I can race faster than Zwift realizes. Yeah, they've got some stuff where you've got to have at least 3 10-minute activities at this point. I think that they've just implemented in order to be allowed to race. So you're going to have to actually do some work prior to them letting you race in these things, which I think isn't a bad thing. I know a lot of people come off the bench and they're a lot stronger. It'll identify that fairly quick for you though. I mean, ultimately at the end of the day, they're going to be able to see, you know, in your first race, whether or not that's a thing. Peter, if you feel the extra resistance, that's me grabbing your seat post. You and me both, Miguel. We're just going to latch on to Peter. They all do AI, but most could be solved if the guys would simply use their brains from time to time. It's so true. It's so true. But yeah, Patrick, I mean, if you haven't raced at all, I mean, you can always enter, you know, essentially where you think you should be. I mean, most people have a reasonably good idea where their power is going to be. See how it goes. And I mean, even after that first race, they're going to rank you. So I am the only one with a shiny frame. Oh, did you custom color your frame, Peter? Is that what's going on? I am just on the standard Pinarello 2024 color. What do we got, 13 in here? Now that you're in the pen, switch to the new paint job. Ah, I see. Enjoy the low scroller, destroy the field, and then roll to be boosted anyways. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Wow. That is a very colorful thing. I don't think about the custom color frame because I purchased the bike before the announcement of the series. You should get it, I think, if you do all the races. It's a completionary thing, so this race should check the box. I'm not going to bother because I'll just end up shutting something down. Match the outfit with the frame. That's good. That'll make you easy to spot, Pete. I mean, it's easy to spot you. You're the guy way right down the road waving to us all. What do we got? 15. This is a small race. I wonder if it's because of the climb. Oh, we will be holding that feather until either it will be released as a last-ditch effort to stay attached, which could happen at any time. I don't plan on wasting it in the jungle, but you never know. We'll see. Hopefully my legs are all right. Like I said, my hammy was a little bit irritated over the weekend. We took the day off. So we'll see how it feels. I didn't have any spasms for the last day, so I mean, we should be pretty good. I mean, looking at that profile, you can see it gets really nice there. Everything else are just bumps. You have 5 power-ups. Yeah. Like I said, I don't know if even ZRL is going to happen for me tomorrow because a couple of our teammates are in Florida. They got a hurricane. So I don't even think we have enough to field a TTT. And we've dropped that. We were in first. It's so disappointing. We were in first. The next 2 races we didn't field enough to get full team points. And it's funny, we had like 3 riders and we were still beating a lot of teams just from points. But of course the team points doesn't matter. If you field 3, you don't get any. You get the last place, and that's what we get. Last place. No ultra skinny avatars. Let's hope. Let's hope. There's still some strong riders. Oops. Those 2 boys are going to establish an early break. No, neither am I, Peter. I mean, Patrick's right. It's sort of a team thing. You send your big boys down faster. Make people work, but there you go. But it looks like Kaboom is assembling on the front here. Yeah. 365, 395. He can have it for now. Da, da, da. Nice. The only trouble is I look to be one of the bigger icons. Hey, road cyclists. Yeah, you just got to race your race. I mean, sometimes it's hard. These two guys down the road, like, if they can maintain that, nobody's going to catch them. And the problem is had the group gone out as hard as these guys are going, it would be shattered. Exactly. That's a great attitude to have, Dave. You know, I want to finish as best as I can, but if it's not in the cards, it's, you know, figure out what's the next best thing to do. Sorry, road cyclist. Hope you feel better, my dude. I mean, we all want results, but at the end of the day, you know, we can't win all the time, as much as we would all love to. I mean, there's 17 people in this race that would love to come first. And right now, the guy that looks like he might do it is 53 seconds down the road. And working on improvement's a big thing, right? I hear what you're saying, Patrick. We just want to see those little improvements. Or big improvements, if that's the way it's going to roll out. Streambot's thrown a link to the Discord. Hopefully it still works. If it doesn't, let me know. But we do have the Discord. I'm trying to breathe some life back into it. Peter, Miguel, guys that are racing here, they're in there. We got a lot of good guys that Zwift in that Discord. So if you want to join us, please do. Oh, nice. 300 is a good number. Is that you stretching your legs, Peter?
Ale, 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 ale! Ale, 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 ale.
Whew.
Ale, 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 ale.
Yeah, I've tried looking for your channel, Road Cyclist. It's hard to find because it's such a common term. But like I said, if you join the Discord, dump it in there. You can definitely check out your stuff. I do. I got steamroller though. Which is better than nothing, but you know, that's all we got for power-ups. Steamroller, steamroller, steamroller. There's share your channel or YouTube or anywhere really. All right, it's time.
Ale, 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 ale. Ale, 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 ale.
I've been working out so hard today that my sleeves fell off. Ah!
Whew. Oh.
Ale, 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 ale. Ale, 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 ale. Ale, 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 ale.
I'm sunk. Ah. Oh. Sorry, guys. Whew. Gotta catch my breath. Oh. Oh, there's no legs left. Good God. Hopefully Peter's doing good up there.
Ale, 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 ale.
Yeah. Oh. Whew. Oh.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
Ah. Oh, that hurt a lot. A lot. Whew. Well, that hurt a lot. Oh. We're slowly getting there. Like, I am completely gassed. Like hitting the top. Thanks, Clutch. I appreciate that. So, yeah, I mean, nobody was catching number one. That's for sure. Like he was out there on his own the whole race, so good for him. Props to him. I hope he enjoys his new category up. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Oh, but yeah, I'm good. 20-minute power, 3.0. That's not. I'm not going to complain. 3.45. You know, I just needed a little bit more in the tank to get up those climbs. Like, I'm quite happy that I stayed with the group as far as I did. To be honest, I don't know otherwise how we would have done. Let's turn off the HUD here and take a look at the finishers. Again, if you're new to the channel, please throw us a like, throw us a thumbs up for the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. You can have redeemables, exclamation points. It shows you how many points. You get points for subscribing, costs you absolutely nothing. It helps us out huge. There's a link to the Discord in the stream. If you want to go there, share your channels. I'm sure most of the people that are watching are Zwifters yourselves. Either using this as recon or, you know, when I watch other streamers, I'm like, man, it's not going to be too bad until you get in there. But, and we all just enjoy racing. That's the thing. Finally finished. Oh, nice. Peter with the third. Nicely done. Well done, Peter. Yeah, nice to see a kaboomer in the top three there. And by rights, really, I want to say, Peter, you really kind of first. Those two guys, nobody was going to catch him. Like right off the hop, it was pretty evident. Do some longer rides. It'll give you the extra gas you need for those races. It's the key. Yeah, most of my long rides are outside. Most of my outdoor rides are a minimum 2 hours. Now, granted, I don't necessarily go the pace that I do in these. Dropped him on the downhill. Nice. So yeah, by rights, first place for Peter. That'll put me in like a 9th. Miguel, 17th. Nicely done, Miguel. Miguel's racing up a level, so Miguel is actually in the category below, but he's here he's our spirit animal, emotional support for myself and Peter, and working as a team. And then you know, when Darren gets on in time and joins in, he's in here as well. It's all just a bunch of great guys to go. Hey, let's turn off the sauce. There we go. That's better. So you see Peter, first place, 2.9. Yeah, you see, and I had 3. So I mean, I could have ridden a little bit more efficiently, is what that tells me. You know, definitely. If Peter's up there with 2.9, there's no reason that I shouldn't be up there. I guess at 2.8, just behind him. Miguel, awesome at 2.6. Nicely done. 227 watts for the duration. That's some good wattage, my friend. That's some really good wattage. He is. Miguel's an animal. He goes hard, man. Like, that boy can climb. He's a big boy, but he climbs, and he puts it in there. He puts it in there. I saved every bit I could until the climb. And yeah, the climb was tough. I held on as long as I could. You probably saw my heart rate jacking up as we went, and you probably saw there was like, it wasn't smooth anymore. It was like I'd fall off the badge. I would surge. I would get in there, hang on for a bit, drop back, surge. You can only do that so many times before you think how you rode efficiently. You were not up there because you gassed at the end of the climb. Yeah. But what I'm saying is I could have, if I had paced myself a little bit better, whether that would have been switching to standing a little bit more, switching back and forth, use different systems, so maybe it would have been a bit of a difference. But yeah, it's been the story this month for me, is like these climbs, I'm like right there to the top, and then I'm just gassed, which is fine. It's you know, that's not my strong point, is kind of the thing. It's definitely not my strong point, is the climbing. But as long as I can stay in the mix, I feel good. The longer I can do that, the better. If I'm in there, it's fine. I got within a minute of you in the Mayan, but you stretch these out on the Tiza. Yeah, it's a tough course. It's a tough course. This is not a big man's course. Like the grade's fun for us, but you know, at that point, I'm so gassed. Like I'm just getting all the recovery in I can. It feels like it goes on forever. It does. It really does for a race like this. But I mean, it's good. It's you know, as much as I would rather do something a lot more punchy, like a crit, like a Glasgow crit, where I feel right at home and it kind of fits my power profile. Things like that, you know, kind of push me into a place that I don't like to be. And that's only going to make things better. 3 watts kilogram, 20 minutes. Yeah, it's getting there. I mean, you know, I have to look at what I'm actually doing, like ride-wise, real world, Zwift. I also have to look at what I'm doing, you know, gym-wise. For those of you guys that follow me on Strava will see that I am in the gym every morning, probably 5, 6 a.m. every day, pretty much, doing all sorts of stuff. So we've been building up power, and it's tough to, you know, I'm working hard in the morning, and then I'm working hard in the evening, and to do that, it adds up. It adds up. And I'm not complaining. This is not me complaining. This is just me realistically doing it. So when next season comes around and we ease off on things like especially the leg work in the gym, because any of you guys that do any kind of weight training, squats, legs, RDLs, you know, hack squat, leg presses, all that kind of stuff, will know that your legs feel like they're lead. Like this morning, my legs felt like they were fully pumped. So it's tough. It's tough. I guess you're ready or not. 5 months ago, your numbers would be enough for top of C, unknown, could have been B. 2 or 3 points below boundary. Faster return is with, so not unusual to blow out a race. For some reason, the top placing numbers keep going up over time. Yeah, what I was reading today, and again, this is in the Discord, is Zwift released some stuff. By the sounds of things, if you are podiuming, there's going to be more emphasis on points for ZRS. So sorry about that, Peter. Getting on the podium is not going to help your score go down. It's going to bump it up even more. And the reason being, I guess, is that if you are winning all the time, they want to push you into a more challenging thing. They don't want people kind of cycling at the top. Is it going to work? I don't know. Like it's tough. It's tough. It's, you know, it's like cat racing. If you start winning your cats, you get promoted, you get moved up to another cat, and then you get cycled through there. It's, you know, and then eventually you land where you go. So bye-bye category enforcement. It's all about ZRS by the end of the week. Yeah, so it's going to be an interesting ride. I don't know what it's going to mean for things like the ZRL. Like if ZRL is going to go strictly on the Zwift Racing Score, how that's going to be incorporated in there. 4th place, my new goal. Fair enough, George. Fair enough. Yeah. Oh, it was a racing score event. Didn't catch it. Yeah, so the vast majority of people in this cat will be Cat B riders. Most of them. That's pretty much. I went from seed to floor in one day. There you go. It's gonna bounce around a lot, I think. It's still got a lot of growing pains to do. You know, it's like I said, last month it was great because I was at the top of, you know, the category that I was in. So it was, you know, it was comfortable. It was tough, but it was comfortable. I get moved into these and it gets like really tough really fast. It's and some of them are crazy. It depends who you've got in the group. Like this was a smaller group for a Monday. I think, you know, because it was a climb, it was sort of less attended. 4 easy, tiny races and F your score. Yeah, and that's like most of you guys. Well, my racing up a cat didn't help. My score went down a point. That's down is not bad though, necessarily. And down 1 point isn't much. Like that's not too bad. It's yeah, with the tiny races, like a lot of people like that format, the 4 quick races, but if it's going to heavily impact the score, like if you have a good series like Don't Get Dropped Racing, he did tiny races this weekend, and I think he was third, first, and third. And 2 really beautiful races. So if you haven't watched him, go watch his channel. Check that out. And does a really good job. He does a nice little break on the one, and it was a good gap, especially for tiny races. It was crazy. It's going to murder your score. It's going to murder your score. Like, you know, 3, 1, 1, and 3. Like, you're going up. You know, that's not going to be a good week for you. And it's, I mean, it's tough because tiny races are weird in their own weird way. They're kind of like their niche thing. So I don't know, like hopefully they take tiny race. I don't know. I don't know how that's going to work. I don't know. You guys got to let me know what you think. Like I said, I got a discussion going in the Discord anyways. Will the categories be narrower? Will there be more categories? Hard to race 520s, one of them 370. 100%. And that's one thing that I've been saying, but the difficult part is at the end of the day, is that like there's only 17 people in this category, and that's 520 to whatever 390 or 410 or whatever. I can't keep track anymore. Eric went up 80 points. See, that's what I mean. 4 races, and he just skyrocketed himself into somewhere where he's going to be in a world of hurt. Unless he was on the low end of that category, which I don't think he was. So, guy won my race today, went 80 up 1 point. Yeah, so sometimes the big boosts potentially could be somebody that hasn't raced for a long time, like Cadam Cycling. I don't think he's raced in a long time. I think he's been outdoors. He's Cat C, upper Cat C guy. I think when he hits it, he'll win some races and then he'll get skyrocketed pretty quick. And rightfully so. Like, I mean, I've got a trip coming up. I'm going to Asia for a bit, so I'll be off the bike, off Zwift. I imagine my score will drop in that time. But mind you, my legs will too, because I won't have any bike time. So we'll see when I come back what happens. Eric, the guy who gets dropped. Yeah, he was in the low rating. There we go. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how it all sort of rolls out from time to time. Like, it's got a lot of work. I mean, eventually it'll become the norm, and we'll be, less talking about it because it'll just be the thing. We'll just have our categories or our zone scores, but as long as they keep on moving them and they've kind of got these fluid things, it makes it hard to predict what to expect in a race. So who knows? ZRS, he was mid-tier B. Fun comes back to your score is dropped. You can mop it before you get back up. And that happens. I mean, it is what it is. Like I said, you can't win every race. And like, if you are winning every race, it's, maybe it's time for a new challenge. I don't know. Like, it's impossible to say. But I mean, I don't know anybody who's winning every single race. Everybody has their bad days. Miguel, I guess, would be in the group line anyways. There you go. Crazy stuff. Anyways, guys, I am going to hit the ice bath, freeze myself for a few minutes, and throw on the compression boots and watch maybe the World Championships, or at least the highlights again. It was a good race to watch. I don't know if any of you watched it, but it was good. Score drops way too fast if not racing. And that'll never happen for me because I race every week. So there you go. So thank you, everybody. George, Dave, Peter, road cyclist, Darren, Stakes and Chains, Peter, Paul. Who else did we get? I'm missing some people from early on. I know I am, and if I missed you, I apologize, because you guys are all awesome here watching, streaming. Ethan, checking things out. Thanks for all the new subs and follows over on Twitch. I appreciate that so much. You guys are amazing. We will possibly be racing tomorrow. One thing I do want people to kind of consider when winter comes here, we haven't had snow yet, knock on wood. Hopefully I'll get another mountain ride in the Rockies here in the coming days. But once winter hits, we'll be streaming probably an extra slot, probably a Saturday, Sunday. I think I mentioned to Darren in the Discord, I kind of want to get a time that is amicable for as many people as possible that are kind of in that group, whether it be whatever kind of racing. I'd like to get as many people involved, just get out there, have a good time, have some fun, bust some chops, have a good race, all that kind of stuff. It would be a fun time. So definitely check that out. Leave us some feedback in the Discord. Again, appreciate you all. Thanks for tuning in. I might see you tomorrow in ZRL. If it's not happening, I might just stream something else. So it'll be the only non-ZRL stream probably going. But until next time, see ya.